Hey guys, sorry about that. Just thought I'd do a bit of a different intro there. Welcome to Movie Night, my movie channel on my YouTube channel. This again is Steven. Today's not a movie trailer reaction, more of a, I probably would say the fanboys out there will say a screen rant. Take it however you want, take it with a grain of salt. This is my little tidbit towards Zach Snyder and the hopefulness that we will getting, as you saw in the picture, a Snyder Cut for Justice League. As you could probably, it's a little hard to read there. Release the Snyder Cut. Big movement that I'm following. You can follow me on Twitter, as I'm following all the loyal Zack Snyder and DCEU fans, or as now is known as the Worlds of DC. Hashtags release the Snyder Cut. My name is Steven, and you can follow me on Twitter as well at Movie Night. Okay, so subscribe to my Twitter account and follow me on Twitter, as well as subscribe below to follow me on YouTube for any release, any trailer reactions, trailer reviews, movie reviews, and things like that. So let's just do this nice and quick, not too long of a video, so I won't bore you too much. I'm sure you've heard all the release the Snyder Cut rants and chants out there. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in now that I am officially back on YouTube. I just want to say that I've heard a lot of different rumors, a lot of different things. Watched a lot of different YouTubers to get their point there, what they think of the Snyder Cut, the details in whether or not it exists or not. Now we all know it exists, whether people out there are going to acknowledge that or not. We haven't gotten any significant confirmation from Warner Brothers executives that there is no cut. It's never happening, or Zack Snyder either. He keeps releasing at start small little tidbit pictures from the movie that wasn't in Justice League, the theatrical cut. The first original picture I remember seeing on Twitter was the picture of Zack Snyder's thumb with a huge cut in it. Obviously Snyder Cut, so we'll wait and see. I do follow a YouTuber by the name of Chris Wong, fantastic guy, love his YouTube channel, subscribe to him as well, fantastic to watch. And basically a lot of the stuff he said is that he's the one that introduced me into a guy by the name of Jay Oliver, who's does screenboard writing, Marvel, DC, a lot of different movies, and he worked with Zack Snyder on the original Justice League, the original cut, before Joss Whedon stepped in to take over. What's the thing people are calling Justice Week? Can't say it. I'm not as good as some of the others out there. So basically, I've heard some tidbits from mates of mine who live in the States. I chat to them quite frequently, follow DC fans as me. They just recently went to, or still are, at Comic-Con, or just recently left. I think actually today. They weren't there for the full event. They were there for the first few days. They heard little rumors, tidbits that apparently we could be getting a Snyder Cut. We honestly don't know yet. I'd love to hope that we do. And I'll just give some of the reasons as to why I want this to happen. Look, paint it however you want. Justice League wasn't perfect. Sorry to all you DCEU fanboys or DCU fans. I'm just seeing it how it is. It wasn't bad either. It wasn't terrible. It's not the worst movie I've seen. But you could tell that they chopped and cut bits out of it. You could tell that they shortened the movie, which is a shame. And you could tell that they took out the great special effects that Zack Snyder is known for. We all know the mustache from Henry Cavill. I personally didn't think it was that bad. I've seen worse CG before on faces. You could tell it had been done though, but unfortunately, we'll never know how good it was prior to that. Obviously, prior to the reshoots, Henry didn't have the mustache. Obviously, grew it for Mission Impossible Fallout, then had to come back for reshoots, which then caused this issue. All I know is that some of the bits I've seen, you know, all we got in the Justice League Blu-ray edition was the Superman scenes where he sees Alfred and goes to the spaceship. You get a little snippet of the Superman spacesuit, as well as the black Superman suit, which would have been so cool to see. There has been rumors that apparently Henry was in that when he returned to fight Steppenwolf, but we will never know. We also saw some concept art of Steppenwolf, how he was changed as well. So there's a lot of different things flying around out there. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents that I am a true fan of Zack Snyder, have been for a long time. I personally love his work. Man of Steel was a fantastic film. I unfortunately didn't actually get to see that in the cinemas simply because a lot of stuff in my life was happening at the time. I just didn't have money to go see things like that. Had to go towards other more important things in my life at the time. But once it came out on DVD and Blu-ray, I watched it probably 5 times in the first week. It was fantastic. He shows and portrays Superman as a way that we would react if he was really here. That this world is so cynical and crappy that we wouldn't trust someone with ultimate power that could easily burn the whole place down if he truly wanted to. So I personally thought Man of Steel was fantastic, and BVS, Standard Edition was good, Ultimate Edition was fantastic. It's my top favorite comic book movie of all time, and one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Take that as you will. Some people don't agree with that, and friends of mine still don't agree with me. They're entitled to their opinion, as everyone is. Everyone's entitled to like what they want. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, I think it was a fantastic film. In order of the movies DC's done, I'd probably say BVS is at the top. Equal second and very close to BVS is Man of Steel and Wonder Woman together, followed up by Justice League, then Suicide Squad close behind it. Now, obviously, we've got Aquaman coming up and then Shazam. 2 great films. A lot of people criticize and say, well, they're copying Marvel. Marvel doesn't have dibs on a funny, humorous outtake on superheroes. Shazam's been around for a long time. A lot of people don't know too much about him, aka Captain Marvel. Legal reasons made it change to Shazam. I personally like Shazam better anyway, but that's me. Shazam's not meant to be a dark brooding movie. It's meant to be a kid in the vehicle of a superhero, basically. He's driving it. And it's meant to be funny. It's meant to be big meets superheroes. And I'm fine with that. I love the trailer. I thought it was fantastic. Aquaman, it's got its dark tones to it when it needs it. Deepest part of the trench. That'll be a horror, sort of darky tone. Then when you get to Atlantis, you'll have the colour, the brightness, the friendly part of it. And then you have the big battle scenes. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having it dark in the movies that are needed for it. Batman, that's fine. Lobo in the future, that's fine. Deathstroke, Deadshot, fine. Make them dark, not an issue. But, Flash, Shazam, Green Lantern, those sort of characters, they're allowed to be bright and funny and optimistic. Superman didn't have an issue with the way he was treated by Zack Snyder, and the hate that he gets for it is unjustified. He's given more respect to those characters than a lot of directors that have directed Marvel movies. I mean, look at Iron Man 3. The Mandarin, he was one of Iron Man's greatest villains, or one of the best he has, and they made him a joke. I hate the criticism between the two, and I just wish people would learn to understand that a franchise can be different if it wants to. Marvel didn't start out perfect. Their first 5 films didn't even crack, I think, 3 billion. Not that I'm aware of. DC's already done that in their first 5. Just because they've got crappy reviews from people, that will be my next Screen Rant on Fridays about critics and how they're destroying the movie industry. Look, take it as you will. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I still love Marvel. I don't want Marvel to lose the money they're making. I don't want them to flop. They started the trend that got people interested in superhero movies, and I'm grateful to that. And I'll respect Marvel for that. They've done a great job. Are all their movies perfect? Hell no. Not even close. Their first phase are great. The first Iron Man, Thor, Avengers, great films. Second phase, they lost their way. And to be honest, I'm one of the many people that thought Infinity War was okay. I went and watched it, and it was alright. A week later, no one talks about it anymore. No one even talks about it now. BVS has been out almost 3 years since it came out, and people are still talking about it. That's the making of a cult classic right there. So, take it as you will. Zack Snyder is the father of the DCEU, whether you like it or not. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had such a great Man of Steel film. BVS wouldn't be the cult classic that it is. It reminds me a lot of The Shining. That came out and no one liked it. Critics bashed the crap out of that film. It's now one of the most loved movies in the genre, in thrillers and horrors. And I love The Shining. So, take it as you will. Marvel, DC, it doesn't matter. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to enjoy the films you like. And as far as I'm concerned, I hope Zach keeps making films. It was just released today on Twitter that the scene where you first see Atlantis and the development and the way Atlantis was done and the special effects behind Atlantis, that was all supervised by Zach Snyder. James Wan put it on Twitter today. Check it out. He still has an influence. And I really hope that if we get a Man of Steel sequel or a Justice League sequel, we get Zach to do both. He gets the characters. He gets the history behind them. He admitted he loves Superman as a character. He loved bringing Batman to life. We need people like that with the passion behind our DC characters that we all love and have grown up with. You know, and I'll be eternally grateful for Zack Snyder for bringing BVS. That was the movie I'd waited for since I was probably 14 when I first read The Dark Knight Returns. You know, it was a fantastic comic, and I have it myself. And as far as I'm concerned, when I found out that was being made, I saw the live announcement on San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago, I got a tear. I don't cry, I actually got a tear from pure joy. And I'll be grateful to him for always doing that for me as a fan. And I loved what he did. Batman was amazing. Ben Affleck, again, I'll start this trend. Hashtag, please stay, Ben. Or hashtag, Batflick forever. You know, I'll start that. Please don't leave us, Ben, as well. Best Batman on screen to date. No disrespect at all to Michael Keaton, who's my other favourite, or Christian Bale, who did a great job in the Dark Knight trilogy. In closing, let me just say this. Zach, if you do see this video, highly doubt you will, I know you're a busy man, or any fellow YouTubers who truly support the DCU or Worlds of DC, or these great characters that we've grown up loving and watching, please don't leave. Whether it's producing, helping, editing, supervising, special effects, it doesn't matter. Don't leave. We deserve, as fans, not for the money, not to say, you know, nah, Joss, it was your fault, or to stick it up Warner Brothers' ass. We as the fans deserve to see the Justice League how Snyder intended it to be. A masterpiece that I believe we deserve to see. So if you've enjoyed my video, follow me on YouTube, Movie Night, or at Movie Night on Twitter. Follow me there as well. I'll be releasing another video again Friday in regards to critics, not just because of DCU fans, and not just for the way they're ruining the industry for just DC, but also other franchises such as Star Wars as well. You know, it's becoming a parasite on this world, and people need to understand that. So thanks for watching. Hope this hasn't been too much of a rant. Hope you enjoyed my video. And again, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. I will fight to the day that we hear from Warner Brothers or Zack Snyder, this isn't happening. And I'll continue to support DC, the DCEU, Worlds of DC, the new development behind Warner Brothers, which is Walter Hamada. I will support him, Zack Snyder, and all the great directors that have helped make DC films a reality for us true fans. So thank you for watching. This has again been Steven, and you're watching me on another Movie Night.